This was definitely a solid and enjoyable episode, although I will say, when I talked about the first two episodes, I was kind of like, this show is just like very much its own thing. It's not like, it feels so different from the Netflix show that I don't really have like an overwhelming urge to like compare the two, because I did see a lot of reactions from the first two episodes of like, oh, it doesn't compare to the Netflix show, it looks different from the Netflix show, the action isn't as good, yada yada yada. And it's like, to me, it's not even really trying to go for the neo-noir tone of the original Netflix show, and that very quickly disarmed me. This episode, however, it's like, well, it's a courtroom drama episode, and it does kind of feel like the trial of Frank Castle, to be specific. And it's kind of just like, it did make me start thinking about it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, in that respect, it does kind of pale in comparison to how Netflix handled the courtroom scenes. Like, I just think that in the Netflix show, the dialogue hit a lot deeper, the performances were better, cinematography was better. Just to be clear, this episode was not bad by any means, but, you know, I was just thinking back to the Netflix show. But either way, I still don't want to get too bogged down into that, because it was still a solid episode in its own right. So we are going to get into some spoilers here. So if you have not watched it, then why are you watching a review of episode 3 of a show if you haven't seen the show? Seems like a silly thing to do, but hey, I'll throw that warning out either way. We get at the beginning a Koki call out. He was talking about his experience in Puerto Rico, and as a child, I used to live in Puerto Rico, and I definitely remember the Koki, and I just want to call out the Koki. Shout out to those little frog motherfuckers in Puerto Rico. I will say, I'm just still not too engrossed by the whole storyline of Fisk and Vanessa. I think that one big reason of it is just because it does tie so heavily into Hawkeye and Echo, and apparently because of Fisk, if I'm remembering correctly, because Fisk suffered the injury in Hawkeye, he became estranged from Vanessa, and so that's what they're resolving. And it's just like, even thinking about Hawkeye in the context of this reminds me of how bad the portrayal of Kingpin was. That's like part of the reason why I don't really care about their estranged relationship. But I don't know, we'll see. Again, I hope they make me care about it in future episodes. Somehow this guy returned. I thought there was a chance that those two cops were dead. Apparently not, even though that guy really hit his neck on the floor.